94.1 FM at KTLR.com. Oh, we got a real treat tonight. We got one of the members of ROse Royce. His name is Lequeint Duke Jobe. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, man, we just trying to make it out here. How's everything going out there?
Doing well.
So you're one of the members of ROse Royce?
Yes, sir, and I'm also known as the Duke of Royce.
Oh, the Duke of Royce. Hey, that's cool.
That's right. Yeah, I'm in the studio right now, as a matter of fact. I'm cutting a new track called I'd Rather Funk Than Switch for the Duke of Royce and the ROse Royce Review Band.
Well, could you tell us how ROse Royce started?
Yeah, well, we started out here in L.A., you know, as two bands that hooked up from different sides of town, from the east side and the west side, stuck together. We were better known as Total Concept Unlimited TCU Band. And then we got a plug-in with Edwin Starr because he came out here looking for an 8-piece band. And we were an 8-piece band called Total Concept Unlimited TCU Band, and we got the audition for him and made the audition. Uh-huh. So he called in Norman Whitfield, and Norman Whitfield heard us, and that's who we done the studio the next day to record for the Temptations. They were doing the 1990 album.
Oh, I remember that album.
And we did that album. We did that album with them, and then from then on, we hooked up with Edwin Starr, and he left us stranded in Japan. And I called Big Norman in L.A. while we was in Japan and asked him could he get us back home. And he did, and from that point to the point that we made the group up together as ROse Royce, you know, got together with him, with the records.
Now, tell me, how did the car wash concept come up?
Okay, we were in the middle of cutting our album, the Full Bloom album, which is the second album that we did.
Right.
And in the middle of that, the producers and the directors from the movie Car Wash came and asked Norman Whitfield would he do the soundtrack. And he said, yeah, but the only way he would do, because they wanted him to use the Temptations. Mm-hmm. He said, well, no, if I do it, I'll do it under my terms and conditions. He said, I have a new band. He said, I have a new group called ROse Royce. And if I can use them, then yeah, I'll do the project. So they said, okay. And so we did that. And as we were working on the In Full Bloom album, we stopped that and started working on the Car Wash soundtrack. And that's how that came about.
Because Full Bloom was a real good album, too.
Oh, yeah, it was the bomb.
It sure was.
It would have been our first album instead of Car Wash.
Yeah, but that Car Wash, that was a $1 million seller, boy, wasn't it?
Man, it was a $3 million seller. as a matter of fact, the single Car Wash by itself before the movie came out sold 3 million copies before the movie even came out.
Because y'all were kind of up there with Stevie Wonder and Songs of the Key of Life. Y'all were running neck and neck.
Yeah, we were running neck and neck with Stevie, Earth, Wind & Fire, Rufus and Shaka Khan, Boston. Remember that group, Boston?
Yeah, I remember Boston. Yeah,
we were running neck and neck with all those guys. I mean, the Tower of Power, Ohio Players, Isley Brothers, all those people.
Now, what's one of your favorite songs on the Car Wash album?
Righteous Rhythm. In the movie, the first song that comes on when the movie first comes on,
right,
it's called Righteous Rhythm. That's one of my favorites. The other one is The Pointer Sisters, You Got to Believe.
Yeah, You Got to Believe. That sure is a good one.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorites, and most of all, Car Wash.
You played bass for ROse Royce, right?
Yeah, played bass and produced and wrote the whole bit.
Now, I like when you did that little riff on Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, you know, that ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom. Now, that's the bad one right there. I like that one.
They're trying to get that little lick in Car Wash, too, that they can't get.
Oh, yeah, they sure did. When Norman does something, you know.
Oh, it was beautiful. I loved every minute of it. Guy was such a genius, you know. He was a rare gem.
Yeah, because he worked with many other artists, you know, back in the day.
Yeah, Norman worked with almost everybody. He worked with his exclusive group was the Temptations.
Right.
And then he had Gladys Knight and the Pips. John Fair, Edwin Starr. He worked with a lot of folk, man.
One thing about Norman, man, because we did your album on the Weekend Groove listening party, and Norman Whitfield is known for long tracks, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think he started that first with Papa Was a Rolling Stone was one of his first ones when he did that. Started that kind of what he called the hypnotic groove syndrome.
Well, I remember back in, I think it was 1970 when he made a Psychedelic Shack. He had a song on there called Take a Stroll Through Your Mind. And that was half the album right there. I mean, it was so psychedelic. It just kept on going and going and going. One time, I guess it was Dennis Edwards. He had kind of got mad because he used his dad's his dad's death day as, you know, a birthday. And he said, Norman had said, if you get some of these in your hands, and then I'll listen to you.
Yeah, talking about the big greens. Huh?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. So how was your sessions?
It was really good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go back and finish off what I started on over the weekend today.
Oh, well, cool.
I got to get these singles ready for the summer.
Oh, cool. That's right. But your sessions with Norman Whitfield, How many takes did you have to do in order for that one take to happen?
Well, a lot of times it happened in one take. He just did extra ones just to have something to choose from. You know, when we first did Car Wash, we did like about 46 takes of it.
Wow.
And we ended up using the very first take anyway.
Wow.
So we just started doing one takes, you know. We gave him a couple of more, so if you have something to choose from, you might hear something in one and another take that we did that he, you know, could add to or splice. Whatever you want to do it, however you want to mix it.
Right.
Usually we're done in one take. You know, a lot of stuff was done in one take.
And back then, it was no computers then.
No computers. Everything was played by manually, just like I'm doing in the studio right now. You know, we playing our stuff ourselves, like the band. We playing this stuff.
There was no computer edit like the Cool Edit Pro, or it wasn't anything like that. You just had to splice it with the splicing tape and just keep on going, right?
That's right, with a razor. Do it with a razor. Cut it, tape it, seal it up, and push it on, or recut it.
So tell me, who were your influences?
Power, you know, that group was a big influence. Ohio Players, Isley Brothers, Kool in the Gang especially. We really loved Kool in the Gang. Mandrill was one of the bands. Earth, Wind & Fire was one of the bands, you know. We like some of the jazz musicians like Freddie Hubbard, Billy Cobham, and Art Blakey, the Jazz Messengers, Crusaders. You know, and the list can go on and on. We listen to a lot of music coming up.
Yeah, the Crusaders was, I mean, they were a jazz band, but boy, they sure did get funky, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They got funky.
And Kool in the Gang was more like our style that we patterned ourselves after them in Tower of Power.
Right.
Those two groups that we kind of like patterned ourselves after.
Because Kool in the Gang was mostly a jazz band besides before they were a singing band when JT had joined. Right. Yeah, right. People don't realize that, you know, even though they had the only song that I really heard them sing on was like Jungle Boogie.
Yeah, Jungle Boogie and
Hollywood Swingers. It was Hollywood Swingers.
Yeah, Hollywood Swinging, Jungle Boogie, Love the Life You Live, funky stuff.
But I tell you, the smoothest groove that they had was Summer Madness.
Yeah.
Summer Madness.
Yeah, that was their jazz flavor. That was a total jazz flavor right there, Summer Madness.
But I'm looking at, I've got the greatest hits right here in my hand, and the best one on the greatest hits, the slowest one that I liked was on the Golden Touch album. It was called Would You Please Be Mine? I thought that was a smooth jam, man. I thought that was smooth, man.
Yeah, one of the trumpet players, Kenny Copeland, he wrote that. And you know, speaking of that record right there, that's where Charlie Wilson got his latest record from.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, that what's that record Charlie Wilson? Because you're my lady.
Oh yeah, that one right there. Yep.
Yeah, that's where he got that record from. That's where he wrote it from. He wrote it from us right there.
Oh, sure.
Would you please be mine?
Yeah, that's a bad
if you listen to the beginning of his record, he's got the sample of our song on the top of his song.
He sure did.
It starts out with "Right Us." That's us playing on his record.
But I'll tell you one thing, you know, even though y'all have made the music, you can tell it had that Norman Whitfield feel on it. You know, it had that real. Yeah. It had that, you know, that stamina. You know, but without y'all, you know, it couldn't have happened, man. It might have happened with somebody else, but you guys, like you said, you really knew how to click. Yeah, it was a hand in glove situation. We kind of, when we first met him, you know, when we first took us in the studio, we just like it was hand in glove, man. You know, one didn't work without the other. It was a magical experience working with that brother, man. He was really he was a genius, man. Let me just put it that way. You know, he knew what he was doing. He knew about lyrics. He knew about melody. He knew about the content of music. You know, he knew grooves and beats and patterns. Right.
You know, and he didn't go to school for nothing. He was self-taught, similar to me. You know, it was a blessing. It was a gift given to him. You know, because when he did go to school for certain things, he didn't go to school. He went to school of hard knocks. He traveled the world to hear different cultures of music, and then did it that way.
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, just like I've been in broadcasting for like 10 years. And, you know, I learned from other broadcasters. People say you ought to go to broadcasting school and stuff. But, you know, you get your education by watching somebody.
Yeah, hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on education. Hands-on education by watching someone. And that's the only way I can relate to that. And that's probably what y'all did, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because when, like I said, we were a band before Norman met us. You know,
right?
We were the backup band for Edwin Starr, so he didn't put this band together like he did, like the Funk Brothers and all those guys. Like he helped put those bands together.
Right.
We were already self-contained before he got to us.
Right.
The only person we didn't have in our band was Gwen.
Right.
You know, but the rest of the band was already together, all 8 of us. So we decided to add Gwen to the group. And we told Norman that we wanted her instead of her for the Undisputed Truth. Because we were the backup band also for the Undisputed Truth, because Norman was producing those guys too.
Speaking of Gwen, could you tell us, you know, how, you know, everything kind of went with her? Just briefly, if you could.
Well, Gwen was cool.
Right.
You know, when she first got to the group, you know, she was, you know, out here by herself. She was born in Biloxi.
Right.
And raised up in part of Biloxi, Mississippi, and then Miami. And then when we met her, she was in Miami. So we was playing behind Undisputed Truth, and they needed a new female vocalist, so they wanted her out.
Right.
So by us being the backup band, she had to sing with us.
Right.
But she sang so well with us that I decided to keep her in our group. So me and Kenny, we discussed it, and we said, okay, well, we'll take her for ourselves. And we told another when he got to the rehearsal, hey, look, we want to keep Gwen in the group for us instead of Truth.
Right.
And he said, okay, cool, no matter whatever y'all want to do, cool, and it was cool with him. So we added Gwen to our group at that point. And then the Undisputed Truth had to find, they went on ahead and got Taka Boom, who was Shaka Khan's little sister.
Yeah, I remember Taka Boom, yeah.
Yeah, so they got her at that point, and we got Gwen. So that's how that came about. The group was already called ROse Royce before we had a female in the group. So that's how Gwen came about.
So have you talked to any of the original members? Do y'all keep in touch?
Yeah, we keep in touch a lot. I was talking with Kenny the other day, as a matter of fact, who is like the leader of the band over right now.
I hear you working with my main man, Chillin' Most from Coast to Coast.
Oh, for sure. That's my latest project, man. Chillin' Most from Coast to Coast. Me and Chili, we've been knowing each other like for almost like 25, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? And I did his entire, everything he does, I'm playing on it. He don't let it go out the door until he gets me on the track. And that's my latest project right now. I'm with the Chili Most project. As a matter of fact, I'm a part of that. You know what I mean? And we got the new CD out called In Love with Love.
Yeah, I've been playing it. Vernon, you know Vernon Campbell, don't you? You know him, you love him.
Yeah, I know Vernon. I remember Vernon. How's he doing?
Oh, he's doing fine. He's doing real good with the Blues Hall of Fame. And he's playing that In Love and Love, and he's playing a lot of other tracks off of that, and he really loves the album. And he oh,
that's cool. I'm glad he likes it.
Yeah, he gives you his love every time he plays it, man, because the phones just light up when we play it.
Oh, that's cool. We're going for the Fight for Your Rights campaign, and In Love with Love CD brings good quality for a lot of the listeners that are used to music.
Yes, music.
You know, and the caliber of music and soul and feeling, that's what we stacked it with. You know what I mean? And we got live musicians.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because
live music, this is a band.
Yeah.
Once again.
If you're playing that bass like you stole some on Unsung, you playing that booger like you stole something. It's hitting on this album because I play it every week. It really is hitting, man. It really is hitting on this album, man.
Yeah, well, only thing I'm trying to steal is another hit record, okay? And I think we got it with the Chili Morse project. You know what I mean?
Yes, you really do. So, do you have anything brewing in the studio there?
Oh, yeah. I'm working on the Jobe of ROse project, which is myself, a solo CD. And I'm coming out with a single by the summer called I Rather Funk Than Switch. Yeah, and I got about 4 more songs that I complete tonight. And but Funk Than Switch is going to be out very soon by the Jobe of ROse.
Cool, all right.
And that's my band. We funkin' too. We bringing on the funk partner.
I bet you are.
I'm gonna be playing that bass like I stole something.
I know that's right, man. I know that's right. Tell me something now. I'm gonna do a little quiz. Now, in your eyes, who was the baddest group back in the day, the Ohio Players of ROse Royce?
ROse Royce.
I figured you'd say that. I figured you would say that.
Hands down.
Yeah, but you had old Sugarfoot in there going, ow, and all that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. They was bad, okay? The only band that really gave us a run for our money on stage was a band called Mother's Finest.
Oh, Mother's Finest was bad, man. Love Changes?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, but they had records that a lot of people didn't know, but their musicianship and their talent and their gift from God was so great that they were just bad, you know. And they were the only ones who really gave us a run for our money, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you
we
one.
We learned a lot from them too.
I'm gonna give you one more. Okay. Parliament Funkadelic or Rolls Royce?
Rolls Royce still.
I know that's right.
Only reason being because we did 9 months on the road with those guys on the Mothership Connection tour.
I know that's
and we
right.
were the ones that were still in the house, even though they had the big stage show. We were the ones that were selling the tickets.
Oh well, cool. Well, did George Clinton show up? Did he show up?
He showed up every night.
All right.
And we even played with him on stage, some of us. You know what I mean? Some of the band, at the end of the show, he called us, Bootsy and him, and we'd all get together and just be jamming out on the stage with him. Yeah, he got footage of that, too, somewhere.
Oh, does he really?
On the Mothership Connection tour videos and stuff. He's got footage of that.
Well, look like that's going to wrap it up, Duke. And, man, we're praying for you, and we want that album, man. We want that album. I want that album so we can play it.
You got it coming. I'm going to be sure to get you one for sure, personally. Got one personally coming.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for the interview with Duke, and we got to get you ready for Vernon Stillaway Campbell next on the...
All right.
He's going to be playing all that good funk just the way you want it right here.
That's right.
94.1 FM at KTLR.com. Appreciate you, brother.
Everybody get up now.
All right,
All right now.